Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's featured Reddit stories are from Am I the A-Hole? Story 1 today is by OKChemical6297. Am I the a-hole for doing chores while my landlord was fixing my door? So I'm a 23 female and I'm living in an apartment with my partner that is essentially the bottom floor of a 2-story house, and my landlord, who's a 50 single female, occupies the upstairs apartment. Over the past couple weeks, my landlord has been popping down to fix my door because the plate in the doorway fell out. The other day, I had just gotten home from work when she texted asking if she could come down to finish the repair, so I told her yes. I went inside and decided to do some cleaning up while waiting for her, since I knew I was going away for the weekend, and I'd honestly rather do the cleaning and prep for my dinner before getting showered and clean and comfy. Landlord showed up while I was dealing with my recycling. I let her in, then went back to breaking down all the boxes and stacking cans inside each other so I could stuff as much in one bag as possible before taking it out. Landlord and I made some small talk about our jobs and upcoming vacations and stuff. She cracked a joke about how I must want to get showered off and clean from my job. I work long shifts at a somewhat messy job, and I said I was fine and wanted to get some chores done first. I kept breaking down boxes and chatting. She finished up, and as she was leaving, she asked me point blank if I don't trust her to be in the apartment alone. I was honestly really surprised by the question and asked why she'd think that, and she told me that nobody breaks down boxes for their recycling at home, and that it was clear that I was finding excuses to keep her in my line of sight. I laughed because I thought at this point she was making a joke, and I said I like to break down boxes to save room and make less trips. She then brought up a previous situation from a few months back where she had come down a couple times with her boyfriend to make some minor repairs in the bathroom, and it took a while, like a week, for them to find the right time, because their work schedules and mine and my partner's work schedules don't line up super well, and partner and I had made it clear while trying to set a date that one of us would prefer to be present. She said me messing around in the kitchen the entire time she was there fixing the door made it seem like my partner and I don't trust her to be alone in the apartment, and thought that she would snoop and that we looked like we had something to hide. I told her I kind of understood where she was coming from, but that my partner and I just like to be present in case we're needed, and also like to be aware of what's changing and how when repairs are made. Landlord just shrugged and said she feels a little iced out in her own home and hopes we can be more neighborly in the future. I said, okay, I hope so too, and she left looking kind of upset. This was Thursday and I still feel so weird about it. I told my partner, who thinks landlord was out of pocket, but I'm wondering if maybe there's something I'm missing. Was I the a-hole? Some people are very trusting and will let somebody come into their apartment when they're not even at home, and some people won't. And then honestly, for me, depends on the landlord themselves. I had a landlord in the past that would ask if he could go into my apartment to fix something, and I wasn't even at home, and I'd say, yeah, go ahead, because I trusted him. He was a family friend. But if the landlord wasn't somebody that I really liked, or it was somebody that lived near me who wanted to kind of check on the property instead of just doing repairs and taking care of things, and you trusted them, I would not want them to have access to my apartment when I'm not home. I would say I'd rather be there, personally. And if she doesn't like that, what's the polite way of saying this? She can get bent. I guess that's as close to nice as I'm going to be able to say in this situation. She doesn't get to choose, and you do not have to socialize and be more neighborly with her. And even if you're not intentionally giving off the vibe of, I want to be present, I'm going to hover around and make sure that you're not touching anything, it's your place. And she may be the homeowner, but she's renting to you, and while you live there, you have rights. And you don't have to abide by anything she's telling you here. But doesn't she also have a key to the place, and she can just come in whenever she wants to without telling you? So I'd be a little concerned about that, and would definitely set up some sort of home security system for monitoring. She comes off as she wants you to not be there. She doesn't want you there when she's in the apartment, and it's weird. Down in the comments by Tundra Queen 8812. The better question would be, why does she want to be alone in your apartment without you there? That's creepy. Not the a-hole, and heck no, I wouldn't trust her with comments like that, and I would ensure I or partner was always there in the future anytime she was there. That's just too weird. Our next story is by Consis Cranberry. Am I the a-hole for not covering my friend's meal when she ordered more? So me and a group of friends went out to eat after midterm. It was a casual place where you pay at the end and everyone was ordering whatever they wanted. I got something small as usual because I'm trying to save some cash. So I had a water and basic pasta that was on special. A few others did the same, but one of my friends ordered an appetizer, a big entree, and dessert, and she got a drink too. No judgment, she can do her, but it definitely added up. When the check came, she suddenly goes, "Let's just split it evenly." I was like, "What? I thought we were all paying for what we ordered." She said it would be easier and that's what we always do, which is not true, by the way. I told her I only brought enough for what I ate plus a tip. She rolled her eyes and said it's not that deep and I'm being cheap over a few bucks. But it wasn't a few bucks. It would have almost doubled what I was planning to spend. I didn't budge and paid for my stuff only. My other friends didn't care and split the bill evenly. Now she's being super passive and told our other friend that I embarrassed her in front of everyone and made her look greedy. But she assumed we'd cover part of her extra food without even asking. Oh no, you embarrassed her in front of everyone else and made her look greedy? No, she is greedy. People don't do that if they care about their friends at all. They are very aware of what they order, and if it costs a whole lot more than everybody else's, then they don't just expect everybody else to pay a little extra because they felt like having a full meal. You went out after midterm, which to me means you're in college. College students are generally broke, and you shouldn't have to pay extra for somebody else's meal. She is greedy. Even though your meal only cost $13, mine cost $26, let's split it evenly. That's super greedy and not very considerate on her part. You're not the a-hole here, she very much is. And honestly, some people like this only learn not to do the things they do by being embarrassed. Maybe you'll teach her a lesson, maybe she'll change her ways in the future. Our last story today is by Tampon Saver. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother-in-law to stop picking on my kids or he's not coming on vacation? I have 3 kids. Rob is 16 male, Lisa is 14 female, Anne is 9 female. Lisa is autistic and her special interest is Taylor Swift. Rob and Anne go along with it and indulge her. They're good kids who care and support each other, and Rob and yes, Anne get attention and support for their interests too. My brother-in-law Hector's entire personality is trying to rile people. You know the whole, "it's just a joke, bro." Super childish, but whatever, he's family. Except my husband is out of the country, so I guess he thinks he gets to do whatever he wants. A few weeks ago, he started needling at Lisa by making fun of Taylor Swift, using lots of childish name-calling words, intentionally using the wrong word for fans and stuff. Just really immature kid stuff. Lisa knows that not everybody likes Taylor Swift, and some people even hate her. One of her best friends hates her. She's not unable to hear different opinions. She has her own, and I'm sure she'd love to share with you all if you had 4 hours to spare. He would say, "Well, Swiffers did XYZ," and she would say, "Uncle Hector, it's Swifties." And he would say it again to needle at her. Rob was in the room, I was not. Rob said to him, "Why do you keep using the wrong word? She told you the right word." Hector said he can say whatever he wants and to cry about it. Rob said, "It just seems like you're going out of your way to upset Lisa." Rob asked her to finish what she was talking about and to ignore Hector. This is when I came into the room and Hector waved at the kids and said, "Roberta's getting really mad that someone's joking about mother." ? I wasn't in the room, so I didn't hear the comment about me, and Rob said I wouldn't get it. Just a quick insert here. If you weren't in the room, how do you know this whole conversation about Taylor Swift and Swifties and cry about it? You walked in after this, they must have been really detailed in telling you what happened. Before I could say anything, Rob said, "Bro, did you really just call me a girl's name? Are you 12? I put my hands up and said, "Okay, enough. Hector, stop." He said I'm raising soft kids who can't take a joke. I said he's being so effing rude and that he wouldn't be acting like this if my husband was home. I said that if he wants to still go with us to Colorado in the summer like we were planning, he has to stop now or he's not coming. This set him off, and he said I had no right to do that. Yes, I do. And that I'm being a controlling yak over Taylor Swift. I said no. F Taylor Swift, this is about you being mean to your niece because her dad isn't home. He said F you and good luck next time we have a problem, we're on our own. He took his Costco chicken and left, and I swear he must have immediately gone running to my mother-in-law because she called to ask me for what really happened and sighed a lot. I asked her if I was overreacting, and she said she just hopes we can work it out because that trip was all he had to look forward to since he was laid off from work. I hate causing drama in the family, so am I the a-hole and I'm out of line? So, at first I thought maybe he was just trying to pick at her a little bit playfully and being a little annoying about it. Like, if they're really getting irritated and they tell you to stop, you should stop. Even if it's over something simple like him calling the Swifties Swiffers, which is actually kind of funny in my opinion. But then when he said to Rob, cry about it, and called him Roberta, he's being over the top, and I don't really understand why. Those two things indicate he's not trying to be amusing or cute. He's just being mean. And another thing in this that's a red flag to me is when he says, you're raising soft children. Oh, I cannot stand the idiots that say that. Like, you need to raise hard children. That's so stupid. No, you don't. Empathy and kindness and treating people with respect does not make somebody soft. Does he really think that picking on a 14-year-old girl that has autism makes him a hard man? This guy is out to lunch. Our stories for today have come to a close. Until we meet again, if you enjoy this content, click like or subscribe, or you can click the notification bell. You'll get alerts when new videos drop. Thank you to all the listeners out there who are sticking with me through the beginnings of my channel. I know I've been at it for a couple years now, but some of you have been here since the beginning, and I appreciate you. Until we meet again, have an impeccable day.